friendly neighborhood pipe smokers. It's been a little while. Figured I'd check in and say hello. It is 105 degrees today in Phoenix. I just swept off the back porch. I'm sweating my ass off. Oh, and I cleaned up the dog crap. Said dog right there. My girlfriend's dog is here too. Maybe he'll come out and say hi in a little bit. Housekeeping. Cornell and Deal 25th Dawn in a JWK Cobb. As my friend Snore and Slinger mentioned the other day, we had a near miss. We were trying to meet up at a local store here, local tobacco store. They have a very nice cigar selection and a decent pipe tobacco selection. And when I was in there the last time, they told me that they do have a pipe club meeting there on Thursday nights. He didn't say how many people show up for it or anything like that, but we're gonna try to maybe meet up there one of these nights. I work some evenings, so maybe the logistics will take some tinkering, but I think it can be done. And I'm drinking some iced tea. This is it's a barley tea. It's Japanese. They call it mugi cha. It's made from barley. But it has a lot of coffee notes to it, so I guess a lot of people who are trying to quit coffee, they'll drink this. And granted, it's an iced beverage, but you can drink it hot too, because it doesn't have any caffeine in it. So I love iced tea. I love tea. I like coffee too, but I drink this in the summer because it's super refreshing. In Japan, they drink it a lot in the summer too because it's really hot and humid there in the summer. It's tropical. And I like to drink it at night too because I don't like to drink caffeine before I go to bed. Anyway, I got some fun news at the vet the other day. And this is, I guess, a PSA for anybody who has a dog that's a bit of an aggressive chewer. You can see that she likes to, well, she's not doing it right now, but she likes to chew this ball. And when she was young, she would chew on tennis balls and she would rotate it in her mouth. And we didn't realize this at the time, but apparently tennis balls, because of the felt on them, when they get wet from the saliva, it acts like sandpaper. And it basically destroyed a lot of her teeth. And we noticed this a while ago, and we'd taken her into the dentist. He's a specialty dentist. And they gave us a estimate for the some treatment, and it was pretty expensive at the time. Decided not to pursue that, and it did slow down, but it hasn't gotten better. So we finally took her back in to get an updated estimate, and low estimate $3,800. No, $3,800. High estimate $4,500. Basically, it looks like she's going to have 4 to 6 teeth pulled. She's not going to let me show you. If she comes over here, I'll try to get a close up, or I'll get it later and I'll try to insert it into the video possibly. But on some of these teeth, the tooth is ground down like below the gum line, and I'm just afraid. And the vet dentist, basically confirmed it, that there's potential for it to get infected, and then it goes into the jaw, and then you have to do surgery, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong and get worse. So got to come up with that cash somehow. But we'll figure it out because our pet family is worth it. I agree wholeheartedly, or I believe wholeheartedly. And I feel like when you get a pet, you take whatever responsibilities go with it, whatever costs come with it. I'm sure there's a ceiling to some folks, and there probably is to me as well. But this is not life-threatening. This is something that can be taken care of. So I'm going to take care of it. The other thing they said, and I'm talking and I'm not keeping my pipe lit, and now it's getting windy, and it's going to be hard to relight probably. But basically they said there's 8 teeth in a dog's mouth that they call critical. So 4 canines and the 4 huge molars in the back, and they'll try to save those at any costs. And basically what they would do before removing those is a root canal, and they only do that if the tooth is dead. So they won't be able to, if the nerve is dead or exposed, and they won't be able to determine that until they put the dog under anesthesia, do the x-rays, etc., etc. So that potential $4,500 also does not include any potential root canals. So we'll see how that all goes. I'm going to be out of town the first week of August, and then I'll probably try to set that up after I get back. So there's that fun to deal with. Oh, another thing they said too is for working dogs, which her breed is a working dog. She's a Belgian Malinois, but she's not actually a working dog. She's not a police dog. She doesn't do border control or anything like that. But if she was one of those dogs, and those dogs, when the police or border control, when they buy those dogs, are specially bred for those purposes, they're like $10,000, $12,000 for those dogs because of the breeding lines on training that they go through. So I can understand why they want to do this. But for those dogs, if they have issues, they'll put titanium crowns on those canines and on those back molars if they need to, which I thought would probably look pretty cool, but don't think that's going to be an option here for her. So that's fun. So we'll deal with that. And then the other thing I think I'm going to have to deal with here that's going to be fun and expensive. You can see it right here, that pine tree. I don't know who planted that pine tree in this yard however many years ago, but pine trees probably don't belong in the low desert. I think they're pretty water intensive, and this one is very solidly on its way out. Let me see if I can get a picture of how tall this tree is and how fast it's dying. Hang on here. All right, so here's the base of the tree. Here's my 1-story house, right? There's Lola's pool. Here's the pine tree. And up it goes. And that's dead. That's a little bit green. That's pretty much all dead. A little bit green at the top. But I think this needs to come down. I don't know what that is. Is it 50 feet? 50 feet tall, maybe? But I figure you got to get a cherry picker because, that's over the roof, right? If anybody knows anything more about this, I'd be interested to know what you think an estimate on something like that would be. I mean, I'm going to go out and get them, but I imagine it's going to be a couple grand, right? So between the dog's teeth and that tree, going to be an expensive summer for a cactus piper. Yeah. So that's where we're at. This thing is crooked, but I guess I don't really give a shit. But that's all. I'm going to give you an update on the dog and the tree and me and my tea. Well, friendly neighborhood pipe smokers, I hope everybody has a splendid weekend, and I'll be in touch. Cactus Piper over now.